Hello and welcome. You're joining me, Shaili Chopra, on Tea Time. It's a special episode. Why? Because it comes to you from the beautiful environments of Mauritius. Check out that gorgeous horizon. It's got the sun shining, making the blue even bluer. Here on the show today, we'll bring you HSBC's CEO in Mauritius, who talks about controversies on the course. How is the whole 2G scam impacting the entire story of Mauritius? That famous or infamous Mauritius route. That and much more as we explore a beautiful course here in Mauritius. On the show, it's the lady who's keeping all bankers on toes in Mauritius. The lady who heads HSBC talks about the Mauritius route. I never
regretted it. I really enjoy it. As my friend said to me, he says, Siew Meng, you are absolutely hopeless in everything. But fortunately, banking is something that we can see that at least you're doing something good.
In golfing news is Keegan Bradley, signaling the rise of yet another young gun in golf. And in golf, Jasjeet Singh brings you the chip shot. Perfect it now and forever.
Today's tip is going to be on chipping.
This is a par 4?
Yeah, sure. It's a par 4, right?
Let's try and see.
Gives me great pleasure to host Siew Meng. Thanks very much for joining us on the show.
My pleasure.
The lady who heads HSBC in Mauritius, a big job and one that's getting challenging by the day. How has it been, your experience here?
Well, it's been 6 months for me. I came from Singapore. You know, many would have thought, why would I want to leave a buzling city like Singapore to come to Mauritius? I've never been bored, ever since I stepped on the shore of Mauritius. There's just so much to do. Of course, for a banker's, work, you have the long hours, but in the weekends, it's beautiful. Look at today, it's an example of a beautiful day. Yeah, that's right. You can get onto the golf course.
It's somewhat adding color to life here for sure. Right. But you're a banker who's managed to reach senior ranks in HSBC as a woman very, very quickly. So you've had a great career, and HSBC has had just a bunch of women who've truly made it to the top. What does it feel like being a woman banker on her own, dealing with people in Mauritius?
Actually, I don't feel a difference because at the end of the day, you need to enjoy what you're doing. And if you do, then seriously, you just carry on. And the more you get to do, the more exciting lives get, and you just move on. And in an organization like HSBC, equal opportunity is given to everybody. For me, this is my first posting, first time I've lived outside Singapore. And it's truly for you, it's up to you whether you want to take up the challenge or not, I would say.
Give us a sense of how HSBC grew in Mauritius.
Our presence here dates back to 1916. You can imagine so many years ago.
Yeah.
But I guess, if I were to look at the last 20 years or so, one part of our business is really, supporting the global businesses that's setting up shop here.
Yeah.
And we started our first global business back in 1991. And in 2006, we actually incorporate a local subsidiary here just to serve the needs of these global businesses.
How big is that need? Because, we know this about India, for example.
Yes.
And this is true for global organizations. They use what is called a Mauritius route.
Yes.
Now, whether it's good, bad or ugly, the point is people use it. So it's sort of been a very large part of HSBC's growth story here.
Yes, I would say that, when we started in 1991, a lot of the flows was actually from India. And even up to, 2010, which is up to the most recent last year, India continues to be, the largest contributor to the global business sector in Mauritius. But that is slowly changing because look at it, there are new opportunities that has come up. Africa, it is the next big thing.
True.
It is the second largest continent in the world. And it's got also more than 1 billion, of population in terms of, people living in Africa.
True.
So it is really the next big thing. And, Mauritius is just at the doorstep. And that's why a lot of efforts has been put into ensuring that Mauritius will become the gateway to Africa.
Indeed so, especially a financial hub really that's needed, because I think people often associate a sense of ambiguity with Africa, something that Mauritius helps in getting rid of, the inhibitions.
Yes.
Come over to Mauritius, step into a cleaner financial story of Africa, I guess.
So if you look at it, right, you look at Hong Kong, Hong Kong had its spurt of growth,
Thanks to China.
Yeah, thanks to China, that's right. Singapore, you look at Singapore. Singapore has got Southeast Asia, it's got Malaysia, it's got Indonesia, it's got Thailand, it's got Vietnam, right? Mauritius, we are just at the doorstep of Africa. In fact, Mauritius is one of the 54 countries in Africa.
That's true.
And if you look at the World Bank Index in terms of ease of doing business, Mauritius is the easiest in the African countries.
So the lady from Singapore is all hell-bent upon turning Mauritius into a bustling city like Singapore, both from business and lifestyle. We'll catch up with her ahead on the course as we take you straight to the fairway.
Let's go. I've always been, looking after customers, and I felt that it would be good if I also have golf as a skill, because, a lot of times, sometimes I get my male colleagues to say, oh, I'm going out golfing with this customer. And I say, oh, then why am I in the office, right? I need to be also going out with the customers.